Okay, MegaWhale team, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. In today's video, we are diving deep into the macro and the short-term price action, going over exactly what Bitcoin is doing, where Bitcoin is likely to move to next, and the key levels you should be paying attention to. We'll also be jumping over Bitcoin dominance and the altcoin market. Before we do get into it, smash that like button, hit that comment button, and subscribe to the channel. We post daily videos of Bitcoin focusing on the facts, the data, the technical, and the structural information. No hype, no BS, no emotion, pure raw TA. If that is the kind of content you are interested in, join us on Telegram. It is the first link down below. You'll get access to charts, updates, videos, educational posts, news events, and everything you need to stay in the loop with cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin, and of course, the relevant economic news. And if you're interested in taking your trading to the next level, we have a VIP sale at the moment. You can contact me via this recent message in VIP. Again, more information can be found via the links in the pinned comment of the free channel, by clicking again my name or our trading track record or a video link. The VIP will give you access to everything we post, all of our trading setups with exact entry prices, exact targets, exact stop losses, trade justification, exclusive analysis, and of course, all of our group chats as well. Our general chats, our trading chart and education chat, news, help, daily video, and trade setup chat. Check that out, guys. Contact me for more information and let's dive on in. So as we can see, Bitcoin is continuing that grind toward the upside. Now, we mentioned in our prior videos, if we were able to break through this current resistance region, it's a resistance region we can see acted as a resistance in the past, it acted as support for a while, acted as a resistance again, and for the last 2 weeks has been acting as, or should I say the last 5 days has been acting as a resistance. We have been able to breach this level of resistance. And as we said in our prior video, provided we are able to sustain along this uptrend, the breakout of that resistance was an inevitability. And that now we are above this level of resistance, we have this entire range up to around 70,000, 69,000, 70,000 that is open for Bitcoin to move into. We're going to be discussing whether or not we're going to see that continuation upwards in the video today. But moving over to the market data, 24-hour volume and 24-hour liquidations. Volume is down 11% at 141 billion. 24-hour liquidations down 21% at 122 million. 40 million in liquidations from longs and 81 million in liquidations from short positions. Moving over to the DXY, the DXY is tumbling over here, breaking down below that 1.5 year long support level. And we talked about in our prior video that if we break below this region, we are very likely to see a massive sell-off of the DXY in the coming months, moving potential as low as around 94 to 95. We're expecting a strong move downwards over the next 3 to 4 months. Now, this would be cataclysmic for the DXY and absolutely fantastic for the stock market and for Bitcoin. As we know, a decreasing dollar generally results in an increasing asset price. We see inflation increase, we see money flowing out of the dollar and into risk assets. So we could expect the cryptocurrency market to get a little bit hot over the next few weeks and months if we start to see the DXY correcting further. Now, if we do take a look at our structure, again, that horizontal support level, we are dropping below it. Furthermore, we've got our structural level, which was that symmetrical triangle formation, which we ended up breaking toward the downside. So not looking too amazing here for the DXY. We are expecting continuations downward and quite aggressively, that be it. So moving over to the S&P 500, much better, looking fantastic, sitting above that 5,600, 5,700 high point, our weekly high. Provided we sustain above that region, we are expecting continuations into 6,000. We could go higher, but we are expecting 6,000. On terms of the weekly low, we are looking at 5,300, provided this level is able to sustain. We do not expect macro continuations downwards. Below 5,300, we enter a high time frame downtrend. So if you want to wait for the S&P to turn bearish, wait for the drop below there. That is when we're into a high time frame downtrend. Until then, we are very much bullish. And that is it, guys. In today's video, we are diving deep into the total 3, talking about altcoins. That is really starting to blast off over here. We're going to be taking a look at the short-term projections, expectations, and targets. And of course, we're going to be taking a look at the high time frame chart as we're getting very close to retesting that range high yet again. So before we get into it, guys, make sure to sign up to the links down below. BitGet, BitUnix, or BingX. You'll get a lifetime trading fee discount of 15%. It has saved me well over $100,000 in trading fees in the last, well, not even that too long, really. It costs a lot of money to trade sometimes, especially when you trade your high capital. So that is new. 15% off lifetime trading fees will save you a hell of a lot. That can now build up to 45% discounts based on your trading volume. And of course, guys, you'll support me and support the videos we do here by signing up. So the links are down below. Sign up to one of them. You'll get the bonus on any exchange you sign up to. And of course, we'll play a quick ad and we'll jump back into it. I'd like to introduce our partner, BitUnix. BitUnix is a global, non-KYC, no country restriction exchange, making it a perfect exchange to trade on if you're from the USA, from Canada, the Netherlands, or just prefer to trade without KYC. This exchange is a futures and spot exchange with over 200 different trading pairs, and some of the lowest fees in the game. If you sign up with my link down below, you'll get access to 15% off your trading fees, as well as an exclusive reward center where you can claim up to a multitude in USDT prizes. So go ahead and sign up with my link down below for 15% off, and I'll see you in there. Okay, legends, let's go ahead and get stuck back into it. So firstly, let's talk about the higher time frame. We can see Bitcoin is still very much within the confines of this 5-month-long horizontal consolidation. And as we've been saying this entire time, this is a bullish consolidation pattern. This is a descending channel formation. A descending channel formation is when we have 2 downtrending parallel trend lines, and we see that over the course of the consolidation, momentum eventually starts to flip positive, meaning we eventually start to see bearish exhaustion, which is indicative of the fact that the bears are no longer able to continue to push the price downwards. Alongside this, the angle of this trend is not particularly steep, meaning although it has been a long downtrend and it has been, in terms of depth, a very volatile downtrend, because we have about a 22% range here, the actual strength of this downtrend hasn't been that significant. The angle of the trend is around 30 degrees. So it is not a very strong downtrend. It is just a volatile and long downtrend, which gives the illusion of the fact that the bears might have more control than they actually do. And this is what we've been saying for a long time, and this is what we're seeing now play out on the charts as momentum is finally flipping positive, breaking through our RSI downtrend, suggesting again the momentum over the past 5 months, which has been negative, has now actually flipped positive. And with that positive momentum shift, if we take a look at when that occurred, right over here, we have seen the weekly continuation green. As we said, we are expecting a green weekly candle. We have 2 days remaining, and we have seen about a $3,800 increase in that weekly price on the open. So a fantastic week so far for Bitcoin, and we are expecting continuations to retest that range high. If we take a look at a prior scenario, our prior structural consolidation lasted about 10 days longer than the current one. This is 224 days. What we saw, a very similar structure, a horizontal consolidation this time. Again, decreasing momentum flipped positive. We eventually saw a continuation and breakout of that consolidation. We are expecting a very similar reaction. So in terms of the macro charts are bullish. They have been bullish this entire time. We have just seen a long drawn out consolidation on the charts. In terms of our projections, the measured move would be the applied distance between the range low and range high to the breakout point, or the expected breakout point, which will give us a measured move price target of around 84,000. So we are expecting around about 84,000 for the next high for Bitcoin, provided this descending channel breaks. So this target is only, I would say, activated once we are able to close a daily candle above the range high. So let's move back to this channel formation. Again, we're looking at the daily chart. Out of all of the retests of the range high and the range low, we have not seen a single daily candle sustain, meaning we've seen wicks below, exhibit A, exhibit B, exhibit C. We've even seen up over here, wicks above. We've seen retests, perfect retests and rejections multiple times, but we've never seen a daily candle close above or below. So when we are looking at here, we are looking for a daily candle above or below to validate this, the reason we're looking for a daily candle is because a daily candle in comparison to the 9 prior times, I believe there's been 9 prior times, would be a data point which is an outlier. It is a data point which is different to the rest, which could signify enough that we are sustaining, we are going to continue. So we're watching for the daily candle close above that region to really facilitate that potential continuation upwards. But overall, the expectation is still bullish, and it will remain bullish even if we see this happen, which I don't think will happen. But even if we do see that happen, provided we sustain above the range along the daily, the macro descending channel formation is bullish, and while the macro descending channel formation is valid, the expectation is an eventual continuation upwards. So that is why we've been bidding every single one of these lows. We've been long these lows because we're expecting an eventual break toward the upside. And again, that is how that is playing out. So let's move over to the short-term price action. As we can see, we have a few key levels. First and foremost, I want to discuss a very important thing that is happening here right now. So let's go ahead and bring up some indicators, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about this trend line. So as we can see here, guys, this trend line that we have been sitting above now for what we're looking about 2 weeks since the start of September is still very much valid. Now, this is going to be a representation of the uptrend, the overall trajectory of price action. Just as we did with this horizontal support, we are going to be basing this off an invalidation method, meaning we are going to be expecting the price action to continue upwards, provided we do not invalidate this trend line. And upon the invalidation of the trend line, we will then expect the overall trajectory of the trend to flip bearish. What does that mean? So it means no matter what happens between the price action, whether we chop sideways or see a small correction, provided this uptrending diagonal trend line is able to sustain and is able to hold, we expect continuations higher to retest the range high of that descending channel formation that is sitting at around 68,000. So it is not quite sitting at that 70,000 resistance, it is sitting at 68,000. Now we do expect a move into this level of resistance to grab the buy side liquidity. Now, whether or not that will facilitate in the price sustaining above that resistance, or just wicking similar to this and grabbing the buy side liquidity before continuing downwards, is a story we cannot give you an answer to currently. Now, my overall assumption would be, as a consequence of momentum being positive in this instance, we can see over here, whereas in prior instances of retests of the high, momentum has been negative, the probability that we will sustain is greater than the prior instances, but there's no valid confirmation as of yet. It's only possibility and probability. So the probability is higher that if we do retest 70,000, it is highly likely we will be sustaining above in comparison to the likelihood of prior retests. So that being said, we do expect Bitcoin to continue upwards, put simply. Now, if we do break below this uptrending trend line, of course, we have now flipped this level, this gray box, as an area of support. We have been sustaining above it. We are now above it for quite some time. We would say this level is now our level of support. So we do have confluence between this uptrend and this horizontal support level. If we do drop below both of these levels, we could see a correction for Bitcoin back into this gap on the VIPV to fill it. That would take us to around 62,000, potentially as low as 61,500. Again, we are looking at these prior areas of resistance for Bitcoin to be current areas of support. So prior resistance becomes current support. So if we do lose this uptrend, we would then be expecting a correction back to around 61.5, potentially 62,000 worst case scenario. If we do lose that level, well, we have a whole bunch of support below that before we would even be too worried. So that is really it, guys. That is really the key levels we are paying attention to moving into the weekend. We can go ahead and zoom in now and talk about the immediate price action. As we can see, guys, not really that much is happening. Bitcoin is starting to show signs of some exhaustion at this level. Again, we do have an hourly bearish divergence developing over here. We can see the price action is starting to show signs of exhaustion, curving downwards. We do have this local uptrend we have developed right over here, which we are sitting currently above. A loss of that uptrend could facilitate a move back into these low points at around 64.5. That, of course, would be retesting these prior highs right over here, these prior to rejection points, rejection 1, rejection 2, as a area of support. So if we do lose this uptrend, expect 64.5, where we would either bounce from or correct to that trend line. And that is the short term, guys. So the short term, in an uptrend, showing some exhaustion. Exhaustion has not turned into a downtrend yet. If it turns into a downtrend, we are watching for a target of 64.5, where a reversal could develop. And if it does not develop, then we are looking for a move back to that uptrend. That is Bitcoin, guys. Let's jump into the total. So the total market cap for altcoins is literally breaking out as we speak. It is broken out already, really. And this is a fantastic move. If we take a measured move for the altcoin market cap, we can see yet again, the altcoin market cap is targeting the 780 billion mark. Now, just as the altcoin market was leading the move down for crypto, okay, in the last 6 months, we could see the altcoin market lead the move upwards for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency overall in the next 6 months. This is pretty interesting. So we are seeing altcoins really outperform at the moment the total, in terms of the total market cap here, and even the Bitcoin price action, we are starting to really push upwards a lot, particularly in the last few weeks for altcoins, some moving 40, 50, even 60, even 100% since these lows here at the start of August and lows of September. So fantastic stuff again, provided we sustain above this downtrend, we are expecting continuations higher. It is simple as that. Looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart, we are starting to see Bitcoin dominance drop a little bit in resistance, printing a doji candle right over here in resistance, often a signal of reversal. Could develop into a retest of that uptrend. If we break that uptrend, well, altcoins will enter their parabolic phase. And that is it, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See you then.